Okay, let's talk about what's happening right now, because we are living through one of the biggest economic shifts, maybe ever. I'm talking about the democratization of AI. This stuff used to be just for a few tech giants, right? Now it's getting into the hands of millions. So yeah, let's dive into what this massive transformation really means.
And I know, asking if we're on the verge of a new industrial revolution, that sounds pretty dramatic, right? But honestly, it's exactly the right question to be asking, because the scale of change we're talking about here, it is that big. This isn't just some minor upgrade to our tech. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift. And if you need a number to wrap your head around this, well, here it is. $15.7 trillion. According to PwC, that's what AI is projected to add to the global economy by 2030. To put that in perspective, that's like adding the entire economies of China and India together. This isn't just growth, it's a full-on economic tidal wave.
So, what's really driving all this? Well, it all comes down to a concept called AI democratization. And it's a simple, but really powerful idea. It just means that AI is breaking out of the lab. It's no longer this super niche, specialized thing only a few people can use. It's becoming a tool for everyone. A small business owner, a student, even a doctor in a small town.
And to really understand the scale here, you have to look back in history. Now, you might see that number on the screen, a 1% boost to annual GDP, and think, so what? But hold on. That's a productivity boost on the same level as what we saw with the steam engine or the discovery of electricity. Seriously, we're talking about fundamentally rewriting the engine of our entire economy.
Okay, so this isn't just some abstract thing happening in the future with big, scary numbers. No way. This transformation is happening right now. It is actively rewriting the rules for industries you and I deal with every single day.
I mean, just look at the list. We're talking manufacturing, finance, agriculture, even the food we eat. The reach is just staggering. But to really get a feel for the impact, let's zero in on one area where the stakes couldn't be higher: healthcare.
Wow, just look at these numbers for a second. This is where it all becomes incredibly real. Research out of Harvard is showing that AI can lead to dramatically better health outcomes. We're talking a 40% improvement, while at the same time cutting treatment costs in half. This isn't just about saving money, it's about saving lives and doing it more effectively than ever before.
And you know where a huge chunk of those savings comes from? Tackling the one thing we all absolutely hate: paperwork. Turns out, nearly half of all the administrative junk in healthcare can just be automated. In the US alone, that could free up $150 billion a year. Think about that. That's money and time that can go back to where it belongs: actual patient care.
Okay, so far this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But, and this is a really big but, here's where our story takes a crucial turn. This incredible promise comes with a really serious risk. Because if all this power isn't shared, the future could end up looking very different depending on who you are.
And this quote right here, it just nails the problem. If access to AI remains uneven, the benefits could concentrate among a small AI elite, widening gaps between companies, workers, and countries. Basically, without us being really careful, AI could just create a supercharged world of haves and have-nots, making the divides we already have even worse.
And listen, this isn't just some far-off theory. The data is already showing a gap. You can see it right here. Projections show that the nations leading in AI could see their economies absolutely soar, while developing nations get left even further behind. We could be creating a whole new, much deeper layer of global inequality.
And that same divide is happening inside countries too. Just look at the difference between big corporations and the little guy. More than 40% of large companies are already using AI, but for small businesses, it's less than 4%. That is a massive gap, and it could easily lead to a winner-take-all market where the small shops just can't keep up.
And then, of course, there's the big one: jobs. This is maybe the biggest choice we have to make. Are we going to use AI as a tool to augment us, to make us better and more productive at our jobs? Or is it going to be a tool for replacement, one that threatens people's livelihoods? The path we pick here is going to decide the future for millions and millions of people.
And just to give you a sense of the scale, 40%. That's a common estimate for how many jobs around the world could be impacted by AI. Now, hang on. Impacted doesn't automatically mean gone, but it absolutely means that the very nature of work is about to change, and change in a big way, for almost half the people on the planet.
But look, this future isn't written in stone. Not at all. The risks are totally real.
But so are the solutions. We actually have the power to steer this thing, to guide this technology toward a future that's more fair and prosperous for everybody.
So the big question is, how do we do that? How do we build that better future? Well, there's a pretty clear path forward. First, we've got to invest in widespread AI literacy, so everyone has the basic skills. Second, we need to push for responsible adoption, building ethics in from the ground up. Third, let's use open source tools to make it accessible for everyone. Fourth, we have to actively support small and medium-sized businesses so they don't get left behind. And finally, none of this works unless we update our legal and ethical frameworks for the AI age. That's it. That's the roadmap.
Because at the end of the day, this is the goal, right? It's not about creating a world that's run by AI. It's about building a world that's empowered by it. A world where a farmer, a student, a startup founder working out of their garage, they can all use these amazing tools to build something new.
And that brings us right back to where we started, with a choice. The promise of AI is here. It's real. Its potential is absolutely undeniable. So the only question left is the one we all have to answer. Are we going to build a future of shared prosperity, or are we going to build one with even sharper divides? The next few years, they're going to decide everything.